Chapter 01. Gamer Merchant System. System Store Category. Normal white grade items equals 1 to 99 MSP. Rare, silver grade items equals 100 to 9,999 MSP. Super rare gold grade items equals 10,000 to 999,999 MSP. Ultra rare violet grade items equals 1,000,000 infinity. Story. The game's story takes place in 2281, 204 years after the Great War, 120 years after the events of Fallout, 40 years after the events of Fallout 2, 4 years after the events of Fallout 3, and 6 years before the events of Fallout 4. It is set in the area of the Mojave Desert, now called the Mojave Wasteland, where 3 major entities are vying for control of the city of New Vegas and the power generated by the Hoover Dam. The military forces of the New California Republic from the west, Vegas' mysterious ruler Mr. House, and the slaver army Caesar's Legion from the east. Main story. The player character is the courier, who was originally hired to deliver a package to New Vegas, but is intercepted by a man in a checkered suit and a group of thugs. They steal the package. The checker-suited man shoots the courier twice in the head and then leaves them for dead in a shallow grave. But that's not the end. The courier is rescued by a robot named Victor, who brings them to Doc Mitchell in the town of Goodsprings, who saves their life and nurses them to health. Once the courier completes their medical checkup, they're sent out into the open world of the Mojave to track down their would-be killer and, in doing so, decide the future of the wasteland and its inhabitants. Primary statistics. The SPECIAL system has remained mostly consistent throughout the Fallout series. As has been the case since Fallout, the character's SPECIAL attributes default to 5 points per attribute, with an additional 5 points to be distributed during character creation, for a total of 40 points. As in previous games, individual attributes can be adjusted upward and downward so long as the total equals exactly 40. Also, as in previous games, individual attributes cannot go lower than 1 or higher than 10. Any bonuses or penalties beyond those are simply ignored. Special. Strength. Strength slightly increases melee damage and carrying capacity. Melee damage is at 1 damage for every 2 strength, plus 5 damage at 10, and carrying capacity is an added 10 lbs for every point, plus 100 pounds at 10 strength. Strength does not affect unarmed damage, even though Iron Fist requires 4 strength. Unlike previous Fallout games, none of the weapons have a minimum strength requirement, and a character with 1 strength can use a minigun without penalties. High strength can sometimes be used to intimidate others when in a conversation. While at first glance the damage bonus seems minor at best, the damage bonus is applied after a weapon's base damage has been adjusted by the melee weapon skill and weapon condition, making this a very significant increase for much of the game. Moreover, even with maximum melee weapon skill and weapon condition, high strength can still amount to a 10% or better increase in the weapon's damage. See specific weapon pages for specifics. This is basically equivalent to or better than a free perk. Moreover, multipliers on damage from perks like Entomologist also affect the bonus damage. Weapon's strength requirement. Not meeting the strength requirement of a weapon will decrease accuracy for ranged weapons or slower swings for melee/unarmed weapons. The strength requirement of weapons can be lowered by taking the weapon handling perk. Perception modifies sequence, ranged combat distance modifiers, and the first aid, doctor, lockpick, traps, and pilot skills. A player character with higher perception may notice things that allow them to open up new dialogue options on occasion. It also determines how far away they start from hostilities in random encounters. A combination of the trap skill and perception is used to detect traps on the ground. Having a high perception can yield dialogue options with some NPCs. Endurance modifies hit points, poison and radiation resistance, healing rate, and the additional hit points per level. Charisma. Charisma in New Vegas modifies barter, speech, and companion nerve. Companion nerve gives each companion in the party plus 5% to their damage and armor, up to a maximum of plus 50% at 10 charisma. Regardless of barter or speech level, some interactions will not be available with a too low charisma, e.g. Corporal Betsy. These ultimately do not have any significant effect on gameplay, nor do they provide any special bonuses. Intelligence modifies medicine, repair, and science skills as well as skill rate. Intelligence affects skill points differently from how it did in Fallout 3. The number of skill points gained each level is based on the formula 10 plus 0.5 IN per level, including level 1, where IN is the courier's intelligence. If one gets a non-whole number of skill points per level, e.g. 10.5 for INT1, it will be saved for the next even level up. See skill rate, agility, modifies, action points available for VATS, draw and holster speed, reload speed, and the guns and sneak skills. Agility determines the number of action points available for use in VATS, base AP determined by 65+, agility x3, and can be raised by perks and some items. The holster/reload time is modified in percentage by 10 asterisk, agility 5% from 100% base value. Agility below 5 makes reloading slower and above 5 makes it faster, by 10 percentage points per point of agility, as a modifier to the character's speed. Speed is the inverse of time. At agility 1, the character is at 60% of baseline speed, which means the time it takes to reload is multiplied by 1.67, taking 5/3 as long to reload, while at agility 10 the character is at 150% baseline speed, so the amount of time it takes to reload is multiplied by 0.67, taking 2/3 as long to reload. Reload speed modifier equals agility minus 510 equals agility 10 minus 12 reload time in seconds equals weapon reload time. 0.5 plus agility asterisk operator 0.1 asterisk operator modifier. Verification needed. Modifier rapid reload equals 1.25. Luck functions in the same manner as Fallout 3. It raises the value of every skill +1 for every 2 points in luck. See chart below level names and statistics, and affects critical chance. It also improves the odds of winning at any casino game. The higher the luck, the more likely favorable outcomes on bets will be. If having won a casino bet through the influence of luck, the "you feel lucky" message is displayed. A luck of 6 will begin to influence roulette and slot machines, though rarely. A luck of 7 is required to win with any regularity or to begin to influence blackjack outcomes. Combat main article, Fallout, New Vegas combat. Gameplay includes a combat system that allows for both first and third-person view and features the ability to use weapon iron sights. The game also made a change from the true bullet flight paths in Fallout 3 to simulated bullet flight paths, which means the bullets, when fired, originate from the center of the screen's crosshairs, rather than the tip of the gun's barrel. For Fallout, New Vegas utilizes the damage threshold, DT mechanic. If an enemy has a high DT, some weapons may be ineffective. This is indicated by a red shield near the enemy's health bar when attacking it, both in and out of VATS. The damage threshold will be due to high armor or a built-in mechanic to that character, and will require the courier to either retreat or attack with a more powerful weapon. The Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System, or VATS, is an active pause combat system implemented in the game. While using VATS, the otherwise real-time combat is paused. Use of one's weapon can be seen in slow motion and greater detail. Attacks in VATS cost action points, and one can target specific body areas for attacks to inflict specific injuries. Melee weapons now have special moves in VATS, such as 4 for golf clubs, along with special unarmed moves such as Ranger Takedown. The player character will take more damage in VATS than in Fallout 3, 75%, up from 10%. One can choose to activate or deactivate a dynamic kill cam, which shows one's success in combat in slow motion. The setting can also be changed to only show this cinematic viewpoint for the last enemy of a group. Character System Fallout, New Vegas Special. The special system returns and directly influences speech options and quests. Traits can be chosen and perks are gained every 2 levels. Gambling Main. The city of New Vegas, as well as other smaller settlements in the game, have a variety of colorful casinos or other forms of gambling to explore. In Fallout, New Vegas, several gambling minigames have been added, including blackjack, roulette, and slots. Outside the casinos, many people across the Mojave play Caravan, a card game designed by Obsidian specifically for the game. One's luck contributes to the outcome of gambling games. One will receive money for winning, and casino floor managers will congratulate the player character with food, drink, or a comped suite at the hotel. Winning too much money after that, however, will result in the floor manager letting them know they will not be able to earn any more winnings. Although one can no longer gamble in that casino, they are still able to enter and buy items or food. Chapter 02. I woke up to the humid heat and the bright sun of the Mojave Desert, and as I adjusted my eyes, I realized I was spending another day in the world of Fallout New Vegas, my favorite video game. Rising to my feet, I found myself resting by the shade of a boulder, near our caravan wagon, pulled by our family Brahmin, while the rest of my family was inside the armored personnel carrier my father had rebuilt. The vehicle boasted 6 wheels, several guns mounted on the front and top, and reflective lines on the left and right corners of the front bumper. The interior was spacious, with 2 benches on each side, storage compartments labeled with numbers, and a power armor unit standing in its 2-piece station, supported by 2 struts with a wide base. If it were up to the old me, I would have stayed relaxing under the boulder's shade until the day's work was done. Turns out that the original owner of my body, 6'6", was attacked by a radscorpion before I took over. To save his life, his father Victor, a caravan merchant, used a healing serum that the family had saved for years. The serum was meant to heal, but it caused his body to grow immensely instead. Now, he is 6'11", a 19-year-old who stands 215 centimeters tall and weighs 110 kilograms. I guess the ROBs really know how to set the stage for their merchant gamers. 6 mused as he accessed the main menu of his Pip-Boy 3000. Level 1. Name, 6'11". Gender, male. Strength, 10. Perception, 10. Endurance, 10. Charisma, 10. Intelligence, 10. Agility, 10. Luck, 8. Barter, 41. Energy weapons, 26. Explosives, 26. Guns, 41. Lockpick, 26. Medicine, 26. Melee weapons, 26. Repair, 41. Science, 26. Sneak, 26. Speech, 26. Survival, 26. Unarmed, 26. 6 selected 2 initial traits for enjoyment. Built to destroy and wild wasteland. He then tagged 3 skills. Guns, repair, and barter, reflecting his heritage from a long line of caravanners. His stats were elevated due to the super soldier serum, granting him a 13% critical chance, a carry weight of 250, melee damage multiplied by 5, 300 base hit points, and 95 action points. With an agility level of 10, 6 base speed was 150% of the normal rate. Consequently, his reload time was reduced by a factor of 0.67, making it take only 2/3 of the usual time. He navigated to the inventory menu and scrolled down to the apparel section, where he found the starter pack. Lightweight leather armor, lightweight metal armor, tribal raiding armor, binoculars, weathered 10mm pistol, sturdy caravan shotgun, broad machete, -10x throwing spears, mercenaries grenade rifle, -3x super stimpaks, -5x bleak venoms, -3x doctor's bags, -4x weapon repair kits, -40x 20-gauge shotgun shells, -20x 40mm grenades, -50x 10mm rounds, -100 caps. Vault 13 canteen. 6 took a sip from his Vault 13 canteen, clad in lightweight leather armor, with a weathered 10mm pistol at his hip and a sturdy caravan shotgun on his back. He began his journey through the wasteland. One thing that immediately stood out in his new family was that his father was a mechanical genius. He could have been the chief engineer of any NCR research section if given the chance. Instead, he entered the family business as a caravan merchant, but profit-making was not his forte. So, he married his mother Betty, a tenacious woman who took over the business side with an iron fist, allowing him to thrive as the family caravan inventor. Eventually, he heard a man's voice calling his name. Realizing the sun had set low, he exclaimed, "Shit, I'm going to be late for dinner," and started running towards the voice. He found his father, Victor 6, waiting at the campsite with an annoyed look, accompanied by the caravan guards. Upon entering the campsite, he heard rapid footsteps before a small body crashed into him. Looking down, he smiled at his little sister Dora clinging to his leg. She gazed up with big puppy dog eyes. She was a little girl who resembled Dora the Explorer. "Big Bro 6, where were you? I'm so hungry I could die." Patting her head, he replied, "Sorry, little one. I was enjoying the shade's breeze. But now the food's getting cold." 6 chuckled and offered, "Tell you what, I'll give you my box of sugar bombs as an apology. Okay?" Her teary face instantly transformed into a broad, toothy grin. "Yay! I love you, Big Bro." She ran back to their mother while bragging happily, yelling about how happy she was that she was going to get to eat her brother's sugar bombs tonight. As they rested from their long journey through the Mojave Desert, he remembered why they were traveling to Goodsprings. The Crimson Caravan had decimated their family's caravan business. Now they were heading to Goodsprings because his mother's family was there, ready to help them rebuild. Reflecting on recent events, 6 realized their family caravan had been covertly attacked. Made to appear as a Brotherhood assault, the caravans and their cargo were obliterated, wiping out most of the family business's assets. This incident bore a striking resemblance to the same fate of Cassidy Caravans. It seemed that Alice McLafferty, the manager of the Crimson Caravan, had orchestrated the purchase of the company to remove a rival. His family's caravans were probably secretly destroyed by the Van Graffs, following a deal with the Crimson Caravan's manager. He also harbored unease towards the guards his father had hired. It wasn't their appearance but the impression they gave off that they might betray his family. These guards seem untrustworthy. I'd better watch them closely. While Six was setting up his sleeping bag outside the armored personnel carrier, keeping a watchful eye on the 4 guards, he was interrupted by his first system alert. Ding. Quest. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Objective. Successfully eliminate the crooked guards by 48 hours. Reward. Super rare gold tier item summoning ticket. Failure. You and your family's death. After receiving the system alert, he decided to initiate the quest. The good, the bad, and the ugly, to prevent his and his family's demise. Hey, old man. What is it now, Six? Victor inquired with his usual gruff tone. Can we talk for a bit? Inside the armored personnel carrier with the family? He regarded his son for a few seconds before giving a nod. All right, wait for me at the carrier. I'll bring the family there in a few minutes. After a short wait, his entire family appeared. You mentioned you wanted to talk to us. So what's on your mind, son? Six inhaled deeply. This was the moment they would either soar or crash and burn. If he couldn't persuade them to assist, he would have to consider locking them inside by force. Knowing his mother disliked indirectness, he opted for a direct approach. I need you all to lock yourselves inside the carrier and provide covering fire against the guards. The sooner, the better. His father raised an eyebrow. This is quite sudden, Six. Would you explain why? Yes, I can. I'm fairly certain our family caravan was systematically taken out by the Crimson Caravan, using the Van Graffs to disguise it as Brotherhood attacks. His mother, Betty, narrowed her eyes. And why are the guards a threat to us? Dad, please don't say you hired the guard from a Crimson Caravan affiliate, did you? Realization dawned on his father's face. Damn it, Victor. You're always too trusting. That's why people take advantage of you. As his mother scolded his father, she discreetly started locking down the carrier, leaving her son outside. Betty knew that the serum had changed her son. He was no longer the slacker he used to be. She had seen his intense training in the Mojave Desert, his sharpshooting skills, and his strenuous workouts, which he completed without breaking a sweat. Six quickly surveyed the locations of the 4 guards. 2 were by the campfire, resting and conversing, while the other 2 were out on patrol. He stealthily crouched and approached the guards at the campfire. Remarkably, he remained unnoticed despite being 215 centimeters tall and weighing 110 kilograms, with a physique akin to Captain America's and unparalleled in combat strength. So when do we act? I'm fed up with this damn family. Don't worry, Maury. This job ends in 2 days. Then we'll meet a Legion party to sell them all. Damn it, boss. Can't I have a go with the mom and daughter? Sure, Maury. Just remember we need them alive. Ha ha ha. Don't worry, boss. Maury's words were cut short as a spear pierced his chest, causing him to choke on his own blood. After enduring the guard's vile talk, Six hurled one of his throwing spears, taking out a guard. Furious over their intentions towards his mother and sister, he charged at the guard leader, skewering him with another spear. Six realized he had ended 2 lives, yet felt only revulsion as he gazed upon the corpses. It dawned on him that the super soldier serum had not only transformed his physique but also his mindset into that of an alpha predator, indifferent to the lives of those threatening his family. His eyesight clarity was immediate. Describing the visual acuity of a super soldier is challenging. He could discern each guard patrolling the desert from meters away. Erg! A guard's short cry rang out as another spear found its mark. Six aimed his weathered 10mm pistol, activated VATS, and was unsurprised to see a 95% hit chance on each target area as he took aim. Thinking of having fun, Six unloaded a shot at each of his hands, then shot both his legs, crippling him to the ground, and then finished him off with a headshot. Scoring a critical, the guard's head exploded in pieces everywhere like a watermelon. Ding. Quest. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Complete. Objective. Successfully eliminate the crooked guards by 48 hours. Reward. Super rare gold tier item summoning ticket. Ding. You have leveled up. Level 2. Name, 66. Gender, male. Strength, 10. Perception, 10. Endurance, 10. Charisma, 10. Intelligence, 10. Agility, 10. Luck, 8. Barter, 41. Energy weapons, 26. Explosives, 26. Guns, 41. Lockpick, 26. Medicine, 26. Melee weapons, 26. Repair, 41. Science, 26. Sneak, 26. Speech, 26. Survival, 26. Unarmed, 26. Chapter 03. Like my work, support me. With your support I get motivated, so please support me. Email protected/gamermerchant. Over plus 10 chapters in advance. You can read plus 20 advanced chapters of my other works on Patreon. Ding. Quest. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Complete. Objective. Successfully eliminate the crooked guards by 48 hours. Reward. Super rare gold tier item summoning ticket. Ding. You have leveled up. Upon reaching the skill screen, 6 allocated all 15 points into guns. In the perk menu, he selected Intense Training, which increased his luck to 9. With this upgrade, 6 became invincible with any weapon, excelling in every category. His father was astounded by his prowess, finding his skill extraordinary for his low level. I feel like I'm cheating, which is great. I enjoy cheating. It simplifies things, but only when it's absolutely necessary, like evading certain death. After swiftly concluding his confrontation with the guards in the Mojave Desert, 6 began looting them. But as he started with the guard leader, a game check appeared. Perception check. 6. Perception check pass. Receiving 50 MSP. While searching the guard leader, 6 discovered a hit contract on his family issued by a manager of the Crimson Caravan. Ding. Will host want to trade the corpses for 500 MSP each? Y/N. After pressing Y, he inquired why the corpses were valued so highly. Human corpses are valued higher because they have various uses, such as experimentation, rituals, transplants, and more. Living humans are priced at 1,000 MSP or higher, depending on their uniqueness. He sprinted a few kilometers within 3 minutes, breaking the world record from his previous world, to loot all the guards and traded their corpses with anything else that would take up space. 6 remained unfazed by the effort. Gazing upon the expansive desert night unfurling below him, he marveled at its beauty. He then went over his findings. .357 Magnum Revolver. -9mm Pistol X2. Laser Pistol. Cowboy Repeater. Hunting Rifle. Service Rifle X2. Merc Adventurer Outfit X4. Caravan Lunch. Gecko Steak X6. Pork and Beans X2. Cram X3. .308 Round X29. .357 Magnum Round X43. -5.56mm Round X76. -9mm Round X41. Energy Cell X23. Legion Slave Trade Location. Hit Contract. Super Rare Gold Tier Summoning Ticket. Holding his Super Rare Gold Tier Summoning Ticket, he felt a surge of excitement reminiscent of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Tearing it open in anticipation of a chocolate factory, he was instead met by a pale-skinned girl falling onto him. Curiosity piqued, he examined her closely, only to receive a kick to the face, followed by a shotgun aimed at him. But 6 finally got a good view of her. She was a short-stacked girl with a flat chest, aquamarine hair done into twin tails, with pink tattoos at her neck midriff and her thigh. But the one thing that caught his attention was that she was half naked in only a 2-piece black bikini. Where the fuck am I, chum? Who the fuck are you? Where the fuck is this place? Where the fuck are my weapons? Fuck. Ugger. Get this straight, Chumba. Nobody, and I mean nobody, kidnaps Rebecca and gets away with it. Rebecca maintained her shotgun aimed at his head, shouting at 6 while straddling him. Funny, but sorry, darling. I'm typically the one on top. 6 swiftly knocked her shotgun aside as she fired, missing his head by inches. Seizing the weapon, he tossed Rebecca off, making her land on the ground, and pinned her down by stepping on her waist to calm her. Arg! Arg. Wah. Trying to restrain Rebecca was like trying to hold an angry cat. She writhed and scratched at his leg. After a few minutes, she finally settled. Fine, fine. I'll calm down. Just hand over Guts. Guts is your shotgun, I presume? Obviously, gonk. It's all I've got since you managed to abduct little old me. Six worked the action of Guts, ensuring it was empty, then released Rebecca and returned her shotgun. She embraced it as if it were her child. Nova. I'm sorry. Guts. Mama will never lose you again. He proceeded to inform Rebecca of her location, her current predicament, and what her future might hold. So, to clarify, I'm in a world with robots like mine, along with a bunch of other advanced mumbo-jumbo, but it's all 50s themed. That's ridiculous. You expect me to buy any of that, chum? Six allowed Rebecca to survey the Mojave Desert. She gaped at the landscape in astonishment. Holy shit, I'm in nomad territory. Wait, is that a two-headed cow? But I thought all animals were extinct. Six raised his arms, presenting the world like a showman. Welcome, Rebecca, to New Vegas, in the post-apocalyptic nuclear world of Fallout. Imagine it like Night City, but with more desert and mutated creatures trying to kill and eat you. So, it's pretty much like Night City, big guy. Wow, Preem, there are mutated creatures here. Can't wait to see one for myself, Rebecca exclaimed, her excitement tinged with disbelief at Six's tale, thinking the Brahmin was a prop. Look, there's a running gecko. Nothing beats visual proof. Excuse me while I deal with it, he declared. With a swift pull of his 10mm pistol, he dispatched the gecko, reducing the Mojave's population by 1. Rebecca's eyes widened in shock. Holy shit, chum. All you said was fucking true. Oh, fuck. Once Rebecca's panic subsided, Six escorted her to the carrier to introduce her to his family. His mother's immediate response caught them off guard. Son, not to intrude, but why are you holding hands with a teenage girl who's walking in her underwear? Betty kept giving Rebecca judgmental looks. Hey bitch, just so you know, I'm 20 years old. Grr. Rebecca growled at Betty like an irate chihuahua, which only made her look more adorable to the grown woman. She certainly has a sharp tongue, but is she really 26? Yes, Mom, I found her outside scantily clad, so I brought her to the camp. I couldn't just leave a defenseless girl out in the perilous desert. It seemed like the right thing to do. Defenseless, huh? His father snorted, sizing Rebecca up and down, eyeing her custom shotgun. His mother later smacked him on the head, admonishing him not to be rude to the first girl their son had brought home. Bless your heart, son. You have a kind soul for helping people in need. If only there were more like you in the world, we wouldn't have so many problems. She noticed he was still holding Rebecca's hand, which brought a smile to her face, until the little gremlin abruptly slapped his hand away. Rebecca snorted and attempted to elbow Six in the ribs, but it was akin to hitting a concrete wall. Damn, that hurt. What the hell is this guy made of? I can't believe your folks are falling for your horse shit. It's unbelievable. They're all chumps. Anyway, I need some clothes. I can't keep wandering the desert like this. But don't worry, chum. I'll probably get my hands on some eddies soon enough. Rebecca, it's caps for currency, not eddies, and say Brahmin instead of horse. All horses are extinct, so every time you want to curse, just say Brahmin instead. His mother eagerly led Rebecca into the carrier, immersing themselves in the extensive array of clothing. With Betty's help, the little gremlin sifted through the garments to find what she wanted. Eventually, Rebecca was outfitted in a black tank top that bared her midriff, very short cut-off jeans made from an old pair of trousers, held together with a webbing belt, jungle boots sans socks, and black fingerless gloves. A spare Pip-Boy from her father completed her look. So, Six, you mentioned something about a merchant system. Can I see it? Six pondered and asked the system. Hey, system, is it possible to share the merchant system screen with Rebecca? Sharing is permitted only with a companion authorized by the host. Rebecca, would you like to join my party? You'll get access to the merchant system screen if you do. The super soldier reached out, inviting Rebecca. Weird, but okay, I'll join your party. A screen appeared before her instantly. Rebecca has become a companion. Host acquires perk. I take dynamite with everything. Plus 10 explosion damage with shotguns. Big guy, is this supposed to happen? There's a screen floating in front of me with tons of info. That's the merchant system screen, Becca. It shows items for purchase and sale, like clothes, food, and weapons. Everything traded is assured to be top-notch and in perfect condition. At the mention of weapons, Rebecca's focus shifted. She started perusing the screen, hesitated, and was about to make several purchases. Noticing she could use his account, she saw his balance was 2,685. Afterward, Rebecca bought an M249 light machine gun, over 1,000 rounds of 5.56 by 45 ammo, and 100 rounds of 12-gauge buck ammo. "Hey system, what gives? Where's my stuff?" Rebecca yelled at no one in particular, unaware that all her purchases were stored in 6 Pip-Boy. That answered the question if anybody can steal 6 MSP from him, and the answer is yes and no, because everything purchased will always be placed into his Pip-Boy first. Level 2. Name, 611. Gender, male. Strength, 10. Perception, 10. Endurance, 10. Charisma, 10. Intelligence, 10. Agility, 10. Luck, 9. Barter, 41. Energy weapons, 26. Explosives, 26. Guns, 56. Lockpick, 26. Medicine, 26. Melee weapons, 26. Repair, 41. Science, 26. Sneak, 26. Speech, 26. Survival, 26. Unarmed, 26. Chapter 04. Like my work, support me. With your support I get motivated, so please support me. Email protected/gamermerchant. Over plus 15 chapters in advance. You can read plus 20 advanced chapters of my other works on Patreon. It was yet another dreadful day in the Mojave Desert, particularly along Interstate 15. Before the Great War, this highway was frequented by both vacationers and commuters, running parallel to Highway 95 and linking bustling centers like Los Angeles and Las Vegas. The climate was hot and arid. The afternoon sun blazed as fiercely as a kiln, with a stifling heat wafting through the air, unmitigated by the absence of trees to offer a cooling breeze. Even the native animal life of the Mojave limited their time exposed to the elements. Regrettably, this invigorating atmosphere did nothing to soothe the fury that Six was experiencing. "Damn it, Rebecca! You've squandered all my hard-earned points on your personal shopping spree," Six bellowed at Rebecca in anger. "Oh, stop whining. Anyway, how'd you earn those points anyway, big guy? Tell me the biz, and I can help you recover them." He sighed at her nonchalance. "I've earned most of my points by trading corpses. I get double points if I capture them alive for trade, or for any useful items." "Okay then, today's your lucky day, chum. I'm a pro at flatlining gonks. So if you need any dead bodies, then I'm your girl." Pew, pew, pew. As their argument unfolded, Betty stood by, relieved her son had taken an interest in a girl, dispelling her fears that he might be gay. Listening to their banter, she hoped for grandchildren soon. Finally, Six conceded, handing Rebecca her weapons and ammunition. "Take your damn guns back, but you still owe me and I owe you." Even though he was angry at her, she still flashed him a Cheshire grin. "You won't regret this. I already regret knowing you." She quickly spray-painted them in her signature style. Six glared at her as if he might strangle her, but a system alert diverted his attention. Ding! Secret quest. A content Rebecca is one who lets you live another day. Completed. Objective. Ensure Rebecca's retention when summoned. Reward. Rare Silver Tier Item Dismantler Ability. Rare Silver Tier Item Dismantler Ability. Dismantle a targeted item into its original, usable components. The next day, as dawn broke, they disassembled their camp and resumed their trek. Over the past few days, as they journeyed, Six and Rebecca grew closer through their shared experiences of hunting and capturing mutated creatures, and exchanging them for MSP. Eventually, the super soldier succumbed to the little gremlin's persuasive charm, spending all his MSP on acquiring more formidable weaponry, and stopping being stingy with money. Rebecca acquired an Anzio 20mm anti-material rifle with ammo, while Six acquired two 50-calories Desert Eagles, Barrett M82.50 BMG, and their ammo. Six family traveled in the carrier at the back, while he and Rebecca led the way up front, with the Brahmin pulling the wagon. The little gremlin sat with her legs propped up off the seat and her arms supporting her weight, in a pose that resembled an extremely uncomfortable yoga position. Ugh. How much longer do we have? How about we play I Spy? No. He'd already gotten tired of her whining and teasing for the past couple of days now, as she always quickly got bored. Come on. Big guy, let Big Sis Becca put a smile on your face. Even though the little gremlin was annoying, she still grew on him to make him smile. That is until she opened her mouth again and groaned. Hey, do you even know where we're supposed to go? 'Cause, I swear, I've seen that same cactus before. Big guy, I swear we've been driving in circles. Hug, gimme a sec. I'll check the Pip-Boy, Six said as he went over his Pip-Boy map. It should be around here. His eyes quickly noticed that their path intersected in a few miles with the Legion slavers the guards were going to meet. Ooh, look, big guy. I just spotted some wastelanders. Rebecca gestured toward the location of a derailed train where a chubby man in an armored vault jumpsuit, a girl in a Merc Adventurer outfit, and a male ghoul in a red button-down shirt, black vest, biker gloves, jeans, and brown boots were standing. Hey, you fuckers. Want to trade? Rebecca's shout caused the chubby man in the armored vault jumpsuit to panic and start firing his Chinese assault rifle randomly. The gremlin and super soldier took cover in the wagon, while the trio hid behind an empty container, returning fire with bullets and laser blasts. We're merchants. The trio ignored the call and kept firing until the assault rifle clicked empty. I'm out, the chubby man in the armored vault jumpsuit announced. Don't tell them that, the male ghoul shouted back at him. I'm out too, the female of their group admitted. As I said, we're merchants. Six tried again, but Rebecca was not about to let the insult slide. Forget 'em, big guy. They started this, and I'll finish it, she declared, taking out her M249 light machine gun and unleashing a barrage at the trio. Bang 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 bang. Ah ha 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 ha. Oh God, I'm gonna die because of a midget with a machine gun, just like that old gypsy woman said. The male ghoul screamed at the thought that old hag was right. A minute later, Six managed to get Rebecca to cease fire, and she sulked in the corner. He then attempted to de-escalate the situation. Everything's fine now. As I've been saying, we're merchants. What? The man in the armored vault jumpsuit asked, still cowering behind the container. He's saying they're merchants, the male ghoul explained, hoping for a peaceful resolution. It's a trick. They'll shoot us if we go out, the woman of the group declared, not trusting Six in the slightest. We think it's a trick. We think you'll shoot us if we come out there, the chubby man yelled. Oh, for fuck's sake, Rebecca. Take out your Anzio 20mm anti-material rifle and fire at the empty containers near them, Six commanded. Oh, big guy. I can't stay mad at you. You just know what to say to make a girl's heart flutter. Rebecca cooed, and swiftly set up her Anzio 20mm anti-material rifle and fired at a container behind them, blasting a massive hole for them to see. Ah, Ben, I don't think we're safe behind our cover, the chubby man remarked to the ghoul. No shit, genius. What gave you that idea, Twig? Was it the baseball-sized hole in the steel container? Ben retorted sarcastically. Okay, we're gonna throw our weapons out and come out slowly. My name's Scarlet, so don't shoot. That goes for your short friend, too, Scarlet negotiated. Yeah. Okay, Rebecca, for the love of God, don't shoot the customers, Six pleaded. Humph. Rebecca huffed and stormed off, not going too far as she saw the other woman eyeing Six. Moments later, Betty was bartering with the trio. Step up and feast your eyes. Only the finest items between here and Shady Sands, she announced. The three weren't expecting much, but after perusing the items for sale, they were pleasantly surprised by the Six family's wares. Hey, where is here? Ben inquired. I have no idea, sir, but try this, Betty responded, placing a fedora on Ben's head. Oh my, that hat makes you look quite dashing, she complimented. Hey, this, do you have any more? Twig interjected, holding a Nuka-Cola bottle. Yes, sir, we have a few dozen bottles left. I had more, but sadly, I sold my last cases a few weeks ago, Betty informed. I'll take all you have, Twig exclaimed. Screw it, I'll take this fancy hat and the hunting rifle. Ben decided. I'm happy doing business with you, gentlemen, Betty concluded, satisfied with the transaction. Ma'am, what would you like? I guess I'll take as much ammo for all our weapons as you have, Scarlet said. her thoughts seemingly elsewhere as she looked at Six. Well, of course, you can never have too much ammo, can you? Haha. After gathering all the handles they needed, Scarlet approached Six to strike up a conversation. You know, you'd probably get more business if you didn't scare your customers away first. She attempted to place her hand on his shoulder in a consoling gesture, but Rebecca quickly slapped her hand away, jumping in. Watch it, bitch. I called first dibs. Not too far off. Betty was struggling to contain her laughter as she watched the two girls squabble over her oblivious son. Well, I never thought that boy would be such a ladies' man. But Victor, where did our son get those weapons? And I'm not crazy. We both saw that girl appear out of thin air. Don't worry, Betty. Six is probably a psyker, just like in the stories of the Vault Dweller and the Chosen One. Anyway, these folks don't seem dangerous. So, I'm taking the kids and Rebecca to check out the derailed train and see if we find something useful. Level 2. Name, 611. Gender, male. Strength, 10. Perception, 10. Endurance, 10. Charisma, 10. Intelligence, 10. Agility, 10. Luck, 9. Barter, 41. Energy weapons, 26. Explosives, 26. Guns, 56. Lockpick, 26. Medicine, 26. Melee weapons, 26. Repair, 41. Science, 26. Sneak, 26. Speech, 26. Survival, 26. Unarmed, 26. Chapter 05. Like my work, support me. With your support I get motivated, so please support me. Email protected/gamermerchant. Over plus 15 chapters in advance. You can read plus 20 advanced chapters of my other works on Patreon. Anyway, these folks don't seem dangerous. So, I'm taking the kids and Rebecca to check out the derailed train and see if we find something useful. With those final words, Victor departed with his children and a delighted Rebecca, relieved to have separated Scarlet from Six. I don't know about you, ma'am, but your husband is quite peculiar. You know, it's probably unwise to let them roam too far. They might find themselves in danger. Ben remarked, indifferent as he adjusted his new hat. Sir, may I remind you of the reason for your hasty surrender? Touché, ma'am. Touché. Ben retorted. Ah, the heavens be praised. Fresh Nuka-Cola, Twig exclaimed, savoring the ice-cold Nuka-Cola. I've been meaning to mention this for some time, but I've been out here a long time, and I've never seen a man so addicted to soda. Ben observed Twig guzzling the century-old sugary beverage. Ah, delightful. Nuka-Cola, it's all I can think about. That and Fancy Lad's snack cakes. Oh, I could really use some sugar bombs right now. Scarlet looked on in disbelief. Yeah, I bet you could, Fatty. Fatty. Twig paused as his friends turned to look at him, and Scarlet immediately regretted her words. Oh hey, I was just joking. Twig responded calmly. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Backstory time. When the Great War commenced, many sought refuge in underground vaults. However, unbeknownst to the inhabitants, the vaults were not designed to save anyone. Out of 122 vaults, only 17 met public expectations. The rest were part of social experiments. For example, Vault 21 housed nothing but compulsive gamblers. Vault 69 admitted 100,000 people, with all of them women and the luckiest man alive. Then there was Twig's Vault, Vault 10. Sponsored by Nuka-Cola, it was created to test the Etomatic cafeteria and food dispensers. Exercise equipment was deliberately omitted. All residents of Vault 10, all of the occupants of Vault 10 became overweight. Obesity became the social norm for Vault 10, as the average girth increased with every generation. And that's where Twig's nickname came from, as he was the skinniest, and therefore the most picked-on dweller within Vault 10. Six and his group, led by his father, trudged through the wreckage of the derailed train, which they discovered was transporting military cargo. Unfortunately, all the provisions, ammunition, and weapons had been looted, leaving behind only a collection of unusable tanks, cargo trucks, construction vehicles, damaged artillery cannons, and securely locked cargo safes. Normally, a scavenger would be thrilled to find such vehicles, but repairing them would require too much time and resources. This was because all the fusion cores had entered safety mode, effectively locking the vehicles to prevent explosions when the bombs fell. To bypass the safety mechanisms, one would have to dismantle the vehicle completely and install a new engine, as the safety feature rendered the original engine useless, turning it into nothing more than an expensive paperweight. As mentioned earlier, Six's father, Victor, was a mechanical genius. He created multiple award-winning technologies. One of his most prized inventions was the storage containers, which he sold very few. He had engineered storage spaces similar to those in Pip-Boys, but with a capacity not of a few hundred pounds, but of a few thousand. The only limitation of these storage containers was their size, larger than a Pip-Boy, and their sole function of storing and preserving items. They also had a size limit. The largest items they could contain were only as big as a power armor, rendering them incapable of storing any of the vehicles or artillery. That's when his new dismantler ability proved useful. Upon using it on the first vehicle, it disintegrated into pieces like a Lego set. Bolts, the vehicle frame, plating, fusion core, and the engine was separated into individual components. This ability enabled them to swiftly gather everything from the derailed train, including the caboose with all the vehicles, the train itself, and the securely locked cargo safes, which held spare parts, vehicle ammunition, and fusion cores. 6. Have I ever told you, you're my favorite son? Old man, I'm pretty sure I'm your only son. What about me? Am I just chopped liver? Ha ha ha. No, Dora. Dad's just going through one of his eccentric mood swings. Don't worry, little one, it'll pass. Okay. Big bro, I'll trust you. Damn it. I get no respect from my children. Upon their return, they found Twig cheerfully wandering about as their group joined the Six Families caravan heading for the Mojave outpost. Twig was content because Betty had promised to keep his Nuka-Cola in cold storage, ensuring he could enjoy its chilled and refreshing taste during the journey. Though Scarlett and Ben were looking at Twig as if he was insane. I think he's lost his damn mind, Ben commented. Dibs on his Pip-Boy, Scarlett threw in her piece. Placing the storage containers in the wagon, they trudged through the I-15 until they reached a hill. Before going over the hill, he stopped the caravan as he received a system alert. Quest: Breaker of Chains. Objective: successfully eliminate all slavers and free the slaves. Reward: super rare gold tier item character template. Quest: Slaver Friend. Objective: sail Ben, Twig, and Scarlett into slavery. Reward: super rare gold tier item summoning ticket. Guys, beyond this hill, there's likely a group of slavers that our former guards intended to sell us to. He revealed, sharing the close call his family had faced. He resolved never to consider the second option, knowing his family would never forgive him if he did. Just as Six was about to issue orders, he was interrupted once more, this time by the crackle of a radio. I have never advocated war, except as a means of peace. Twig, come on, we have to focus. Turn off your damn radio, Scarlett reprimanded him, making Twig frantically fiddle his Pip-Boy. It's not on. It's not my radio. Nations, like individuals, are punished for their transgressions. Then they all looked out to see an Enclave Ibot floating nearby, projecting John Henry Eden's speech. As they were about to make plans to attack the slavers, his father Victor appeared, getting Six's attention. I've got an idea, son. How terrible is your idea, old man? Happiness lies in the joy of achievement and the thrill of creative effort. Following Victor's orders, Twig chased after and captured the Ibot, surprising the Six family. That someone as chubby as him can move so fast. This was because since Twig was the skinniest member in his vault, he was always picked on by the other vault dwellers, making him always work on his cardio. Meanwhile, at the slavers' camp, a slave lies dead while a female slaver cackles manically. Damn it, Red. How many times we've been over this? The slaver leader reprimands the female now named Red. Okay, this one? Tanner. Baby, it's not my fault. She played innocently, shaking her hips. You shot him in the face. Only a little dot. Unbeknown to them, the Ibot that Twig captured started approaching the slaver camp. A coward is much more exposed to quarrels than a man of spirit. Tanner still cackling with Red, then stopping. Did you hear that? They then noticed and saw the Ibot. Everybody likes a compliment. Ah, Tanner sighed with a headache. Ugh, those things. Damn Enclave. Meanwhile, Red, using her rifle, starts aiming at the Ibot to shoot it down. Come to mama. Do not bite at the bait of pleasure until you know there is no hook beneath it. Bang, 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 boom. After firing multiple shots, Red finally brought down the Ibot. Well, we've lost the signal, but at least we now know their numbers and locations. Victor said as he jury-rigged the iBot with a camera to spy on the slaver camp. There are fewer than a dozen of them. They're just mercenaries with standard gear, and they have over 24 slaves in cages. Six reviewed the details with his newly enhanced eidetic memory from the super soldier serum. So what's the plan, big guy? Rebecca asked with enthusiasm. We'll move in a few hours after dark, he explained. I'll bypass the patrols, reach the slaves, and remove their explosive collars. Meanwhile, someone will provide sniper cover, and 3 will wait on standby. I volunteer to be the sniper, Ben was quick to offer, eager to avoid direct danger. All right then, Rebecca, Scarlet, and Twig, be prepared for a fight or to create a diversion, while I secure the slave's position. That's our cue, Rebecca chimed in, grinning broadly and brandishing her saw. I'll plant detonation charges throughout the camp as I go. Hold your fire until I signal. Got it, Rebecca? 6, this all hinges on you being able to sneak into the camp undetected. You're skilled, but what about guard dogs or traps? Scarlet questioned, only to see him vanish moments later with a stealth boy. Okay then, we're good then, 6. 6, 6, 6, 6. Evening, Rebecca, Scarlet, and Twig waited for 6's signal behind some boulders on the hillside. I'm not sure where he meant by here, Scar. He told us to meet right here. Bang, bang, bang. Out of nowhere, they were fired upon by 3 mercenary slavers holding their ground. One, lagging behind, stumbled as he rose from his cover, aiming his Chinese pistol. Don't move, fatty, Tanner taunted, causing Twig to smile wryly and pout. Level 2. Name, 611. Gender, male. Strength, 10. Perception, 10. Endurance, 10. Charisma, 10. Intelligence, 10. Agility, 10. Luck, 9. Barter, 41. Energy weapons, 26. Explosives, 26. Guns, 56. Lockpick, 26. Medicine, 26. Melee weapons, 26. Repair, 41. Science, 26. Sneak, 26. Speech, 26. Survival, 26. Unarmed, 26.